My dog is struggling. Hi, my name is Sarah. Just thought I would take you along in the kitchen with me. Give you a IVF update. It is day 2 of my IVF medications. So I've just had 3 shots, my morning shot and my afternoon shot yesterday. And then today I've had my morning shot. So it does get easier to stab yourself because that's what it feels like. You just have to do it. It is a very tiny needle, and needles don't bother me. I love to give blood. It's very tiny, but it does sting a little as you inject it, and you do have to wait for like the count of 5. So that's a little nerve-wracking to sit with a needle in your stomach. But, alas. So today, I have these brownies. They're like pumpkin brownies that I made with a pumpkin that like I cut up and steamed and skinned and all that. Not canned pumpkin. Fresh pumpkin. We're not really eating these. I don't know why. They're delicious. But instead, I'm going to try to turn them into like cake balls, but brownies. So I have my brownies. They're not really dry like they should be. They're moist. But I also have frosting. And this is 0 sugar because I have an autoimmune disease. I have ulcerative colitis. So with that comes a lot of allergies that I did not know that I had, like being allergic to sugar. It's not good for me. So I try to stick to sugar-free. I know it's not healthy. This is not healthy at all. But my poor dog. She's an elderly dog. She's like 16 years old. She's a Dachshund. Are you okay, babe girl? So I know that this is not a healthy option, but at least it's an option. I need an option. I have a sweet tooth. So what I'm going to try to do is just crumble these up and then mix them together. That's it. I have my bowl. Get serious. They're very moist. Should they be drier than this? Do you know? Can you help me? Like, how many of these am I supposed to do? I didn't look up a recipe. That is my cat. So I'm just gonna try to crumble all of these. How much is too much? My cat thinks I'm talking to him. So these are very moist. I hope it works. I found this, which is like a cake pop mold, and it came with some, I don't know, some kind of Christmas thing, snowman cake mold or something from Walmart. So I found that in my cupboard, but that's like really big. That's like, it's very big. So I think instead, I'm just gonna use my cookie scoop, which I think it's like Pioneer Lady from Walmart. I love Walmart. It's very cheap, and as long as you don't expect much, it's great. So I've done about half the bag. That's a lot of frosting. I'm just gonna do it all. Wow. So another reason I like Walmart is because I am a very frugal person. I do not like to waste. I'm not a wasteful person. And when I was growing up, we were actually very, we were actually very poor. There were some days that I had Little Debbie's for dinner, which is delicious. I was living the dream. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this up as best as I can. Maybe I should have gotten a bigger spoon. It's fine. It's fine. These are homemade brownies that I had made from scratch. I can try and leave the recipe below. I mean, I don't know. How's it supposed to look? I haven't had a cake pop in 8 years. So the desserts I usually have to buy have to be keto and vegan due to my UC. So that is incredibly moist. So let's add more brownies. Also, it's very messy. My cat was high on catnip at the moment. Like, how many more? Let's just do them all. Don't waste. Sorry. So, if you can see this cord, that's actually to our microwave. We had to take off this door because for some reason the outlet that is in there stopped working. I don't know why. We just moved into this house a year or so ago, and the person who inspected it said, nope, everything's great, everything works, it's all great. But then as soon as we moved in, it never fails. That stopped working, our bathroom outlet stopped working. It's just one of those things. So that's what that is. That's our microwave. Don't worry. Okay, so I think, oh, this is better now. I'm still not sure about it. I hope it'll taste good. We do have a preteen, a 12-year-old in the house with us. Me and my partner, Cassie. So maybe she will like these. Hopefully. She eats pretty much anything. Like I said, she's a preteen. Okay, so this looks... It's fine. This looks a lot better. So the only problem with this is I think I have to put it in the fridge. Or do I make cake balls first? Maybe I make the balls first. And then I put them in the fridge? I don't know. I do know that hopefully I don't need more frosting because I used it, all of it. This is all I had in my cupboard. So if I need more, I'm screwed. I didn't get any more out. Okay, so I probably should have gotten a cookie tray when my hands weren't so disgusting. But that looks like it's sticking together, at least. Okay. Let me wash my hands. I'm not sure why I felt the need to explain my microwave cord, but I just saw it in my eyesight and I just couldn't focus any longer. I had to explain. Okay. Got it. So now I'm just going to take my cookie scoop and hopefully roll these into balls. So that worked. Just going to put it down before I break it. So I'm just going to continue rolling these into balls. So this process felt like it took all day. My hands were starting to cramp. I'm not sure why. I always make enough food for an army. I'm pretty sure that I can blame that on my father, but they seem to do okay. Some of them fell apart, but for the most part, they were good little balls. When I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis 6 or 7 years ago, I had no idea about all of the allergies that would also come with the disease. I am currently dairy-free, sugar-free, and nut-free. I'm nut-free because of all the fiber. I can't do a lot of fiber, so I can't eat beans either. I also have a lot more indoor and outdoor allergies. I am allergic to my cats. I am allergic to dust. I am allergic to grass outside. I was seeing a gastroenterologist, a GI doctor, and he put me on several different medications, all of which the side effects were so much worse than me just dealing with what I needed to deal with my body. I can be okay if I just eat homemade and eat what I need to. So that hurt my thumb way more than I would like to admit. I'm not sure what happened. probably a hand cramp. Some of these, like you just saw, fell apart. Some of them were too crumbly, or I hadn't broken the brownies up enough. There were still big chunks of brownies in there. I probably just shouldn't have added the rest of the brownies, but I wasn't going to let them go to waste. I just needed to use them all. And I did, and it was perfect, and they're delicious. Okay. This is a lot. So I will for sure have to freeze some of these, but I don't know. Should I try to like make them pretty? Does it matter? Let's see. Is it gonna work? They're kind of falling apart a little bit, but I don't know. It's more of a ball shape, I guess. Like those have a flat part. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But there are some of them on here that fell apart. So maybe I'll just try to squish those back together. Oh, see, that has a big chunk of like, I don't know what that is. That one didn't work. That one's, it's fine. So I guess all I'm going to try to do is move these around to where they're semi-uniform. I have a slight touch of OCD, so it would really make me feel better if they were uniformed in some way. Some of them do fall apart. So I guess I put too many brownies, or rather, more frosting is needed. How could you say no to more frosting? So to the fellows falling apart, I don't know. I don't think it really helps because my hands are warm. Maybe if they were cold, they would just stay better. I could not, in good conscience, put these in my fridge. The disaster that they were looking, I would have thought about them all day long. So I'm so glad that I took the time to just organize them. I felt like it organized my brain just a little bit, and it really helped. Are you the type of person that licks your fingers clean after baking, or do you wash them with soap? Okay, so I guess I'm going to put these in my fridge. It looks so good. I really wish I had a few more, but that's fine. So I'm going to put these in my fridge and wait for them to chill. This is all I'm going to do with them. I am dairy free. I can't have dairy. So it would be really delicious if you melted some chocolate and drizzled some white chocolate over them, or even dipped them in white chocolate. That would be good. But this is it. Okay. Next. Vitamin C tea. It's like happiness in a cup. Oh, So now I need to start my broth. I make a homemade broth from just the bones that we use. So it's just a crock pot. I think it's a 12 quart. Does that sound right? I don't know. It's this big. So I just take my crock pot, and I just got this out this morning. There's a turkey heart, there's a turkey neck, I cooked a whole turkey. I think it was a 12-pound turkey 3 days ago. And then I just stuck the bones, skin, innards in a bag and then stuck them in my freezer. So I wasn't sure when I was gonna need broth. So I'm just gonna open this. Cut it open. So that I can, oh my gosh. Just pour that in there. So normally I would also have like celery bits that I don't use and everything. I did find some carrot ends, just the pieces of carrots that we don't eat. So I am going to dump that in there with it. And then when I made the turkey, I had all the juices at the bottom. So I'm just going to dump this back in it too. Fat. Can you see that jiggle? That's good stuff there. So the reason I'm dumping this back in there is because it has tiny bones in it that I could not see. So just dump that back in there and cook it again. So then to this, I'm also going to add water, and then that's pretty much it. I'm just going to fill the top with water, put the lid back on, and then cook for 24 to 48 hours, depending on, well, it's frozen, so probably 48 hours on high. Not only is homemade broth healthier for you, but you can make it with any kind of bones that you have. Right now I'm using turkey bones, but I do make chicken broth a lot. You can use pork bones, beef bones to make beef broth, any kind. I like to make my own homemade broth so that I can make it salt-free and onion-free. I do not cook with onions due to my ulcerative colitis, so this works out perfect for me, and it only takes 24 to 48 hours. So I fill the top all the way with water. Just going to put the lid on and then move it. Should have moved it before I put water in it. Okay, now that is done. The next thing I need to do, should probably clean my mess, but since you can't see it, I'm not going to. But the next thing on the list, I got my flour tub because it is my sourdough's birthday. Happy birthday, little guy. He's been in the fridge. He still has bubbles in him because I fed him, oh gosh, maybe a week ago, but he's been in my fridge. I have had this guy since, let me look. So I've had this guy since February 10th of 21. So I'm pretty excited. I did an experiment to see whether I could kill it or not because I was very anxious and nervous to get it started. But once I did, and it's just equal parts water and flour pretty much every day. And I do measure it out just to make sure. But I tried to kill it. I think I left it in my fridge for a month or two. And it got the hooch that they get on top of it, which is like nasty looking black sludge on top. So it turned into that color, the whole thing, and it had cracks in it, and it pretty much had dried out. But then when I put water in it and then flour in it, it was fine. So happy birthday, 2 years old. I'm so excited. So today we're gonna feed it. And then tomorrow we might make a Dutch baby with it, which actually doesn't need any kind of, is it better? So it's kind of funny because the Dutch baby that I make actually doesn't need to be fed starter. It can just be discard. But since I have such a tiny amount, I don't want to use it all because, like I said, 2 years old. I'm so proud of myself. So if I can do it, you can do it, okay? It's very easy. Sourdough bread is delicious. Sourdough pancakes, sourdough muffins, sourdough cookies, a Dutch baby, which is just a German pancake. It's delicious. So I need a scoop. So I just got a plastic scoop. I read somewhere that metal was bad for sourdough, so I try to keep metal away. So I'm going to get my handy dandy measuring plate. And then I also have filtered water. This is Berkey water. It was a gift. I didn't pay for it. It was expensive. I'm frugal. So all I'm going to do is scoop some flour. Let's do 5. So that's 5 ounces of flour. So we're going to do 5 ounces of water. This is for me. So we can get rid of this guy. Like I said, I try to stay away from metal, so wooden it is. And then I'm just going to stir it all in. It kind of looks like pancake mix, but that's the consistency you want it to be at. Pancake mix. So then I'm going to just take my spoon and try to wipe down the edges with it as best I can. And that's just so I can see it growing. I am going to use my finger. I have done this every single time. It does not ruin it. I have washed my hands. They are washed. Don't worry. So that is it. That's all you have to do. As you can tell, it doesn't matter how much you put in there. As long as you have the tiniest bit of sourdough starter, it will turn all the rest into sourdough. So now I will just put the lid back on top, and then you can put it in your fridge if you want it to last for a while. But since I'm going to use it tomorrow, I'm just going to put it on top of my fridge. So that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to hang out some more, subscribe if you want to. I'm just going to be cleaning my house now, doing dishes, cleaning this mess. I will hopefully get a tripod so that I'll have better angles for you. But thank you for sticking around, and have a good day.